Right, let's get this party started then. Away we go then, round 8 in the regular season. Boulogne Metropolitans 92 against Ratiopharm Ulm, and it's the visitors from Germany with the first possession. Here is Ositkowski. He will wait to see what opens up for him. Nice movement around the perimeter. Petruccelli with the feed. And a rim rattler, but no more than that from Cowpaint. Tough take, that one. Here's Anthony Brown. Guinat. Michino. Both teams looking to try and put this defensive work in early. There's a collision there with Ositkowski involved as Marei stumbled. Off the ball in the paint, and Ositkowski and Marei continuing a conversation about this. A little bit clumsy there. Ositkowski, San Diego-born German. He's taken German nationality now. So let's see. Bologna can get on the board first. Here's Pino. Pino takes that, banks it in beautifully, under pressure from Petruccelli. He's driving in there, takes the layup. Petruccelli again, back out to Cowpaint, and there's the steal. It was a loose pass, a really loose pass. A shove off from Pino, and that's a freebie. Well, that's not so much a steal as a giveaway completely. Cowpaint won't want to see a replay of that one. Pino making him pay. So here's Petruccelli, and here is Cowpaint again. It's better baseline drive from Landers, who will draw the foul. So the two number 21s pick up an early one. So Ositkowski with the foul, and now it's Anthony Brown picking one up and talking it over with his coach. So it's Trey Landers. Graduated from his college in the summer, and his first port of call as a professional, Germany, and Ratiopharm Ulm. And he goes over two. Trying to hustle back in there. That's not what Jakalakovic would have wanted to see. Minute and a half play, just over, and his team yet to register a score. Guinat. Oh, that's over-ambitious. Completely blank there was Marei by Ositkowski. It's another pass that shouldn't have been attempted. Cowpaint. Got a lot of traffic to deal with here, but floats it in beautifully. That was cool under pressure from Troy Cowpaint. And a brief spell with the Orlando Magic back in the day. Very brief, but then went on the road on his travels. Now he's in Germany. Lovely, lovely. Anything you can float, I can float, says Tom Guinat. One-time Hapoel Tel Aviv man. Restoring the 4-point lead. Now here's Holman hitting the floor. Can he get himself up? Can he find a teammate? This is quite a battle going on here, and eventually it does spill out. He just couldn't get anything going there, could he? And that was Michino trying to drive. And, some good hustle on defense there. But possession remains with Boulogne. Floated up there for Marei. Marei to Pino. Pino back to Michino. Michino steps back, then steps up, feeds Marei, and Marei's hook shot is good. The Egyptian finding plenty of space in the paint. Managed to get the separation away from Ositkowski. Cowpaint, Ositkowski has to send it back outside. Lovely pass and an air ball off the back end of it. Disappointing. Interesting, though, to see Ginat and Marei keeping a very watchful look on Ossetkowski. Oh, this is ambitious. Oh, but Bastien Pinot says, it may look ambitious to you, but I got my eye on this one. And a beautiful triple sunk effortlessly from Bastien Pinot. Now, here's Holman having a bit of trouble with handling once again. Fed out by Petruccelli to Cowpain. Big lead opening up here early. Ossetkowski looks, thinks about it, then fires it. A little bit too high for Eric Holman, and another bad breakdown from Ratiopharm, who have started this one really slowly, and I don't think Jakalakovic is liking what he's seeing right now. There's Petruccelli trying to calm Holman down, and Holman doesn't want to know. Terrific stuff coming from Ulm, who are not helping themselves at all. Just ran out of real estate there, Michino. So let's see how his men respond to the Lakovic timeout. Ossetkowski really quiet so far. Petruccelli, and a little bit of a sneaky one on the backside there from Pinot. Spotted by the officiating crew, acknowledged, and there it is. Here's Petruccelli again, sends that outside. Cowpain is getting his eye in. Well, that's a much better one, much better. It's what they needed as well. Troy Cowpain, who's a 47% three-point shooter this season. One of a number of long-range marksmen that Ulm can boast. Ossetkowski, Obst, who we haven't seen yet. There's a whistle there, so that one will come back from Brown. And it's Trey Landers. It's the guilty man. Big old collision there going on. There's Ginat. Here is Ginat again. Here is Brown looking for the assist, and Marei can't get it. It's been picked off. Fast break is on. Ooh, and a whistle goes as Petruccelli was driving in. Michino took one for the team. Well, he was the only defensive player virtually on that in that half of the court. David Michino. Another breakdown for Bologna. Let's see if Ulm can capitalise here. They've already knocked down a triple. And they make further inroads into this deficit. Effortlessly done by Petruccelli. 5 points without reply then, off the back of that timeout. For Ulm, Michino gets it back from Ginat. Look of surprise there from Cowpain, I think. So, is that me? There's the answer. Ginat with the bounce pass to Marei. Spins away from Ossetkowski. Lovely work from the Egyptian Assem Marei. Lovely spin move, then takes the reverse layup. Gets the better of Ossetkowski. Cowpain. So knocked down a three-pointer earlier. Right now he's looking to try and find an open teammate, and there's nothing going on. And Ossetkowski, in a collision with Brown, has come up on the wrong end of the call. Well, here's why. A little bit of afters off the back of setting the screen there. So a couple of fouls for Ossetkowski, who's off to a real slow one today. The MVP of round 7, yet to register any stats at all other than a steal. He's had a turnover and now 2 fouls and will sit down. Isaiah Wilkins will check in. The one-time University of Virginia man. He missed the first 3 games. He's working his way into the rotation. Here's Michino. There's another whistle. Off the ball contact. Will go against Assem Marei. He's done more or less exactly what Osikowski just did. He'll sit down, as will Michino. As Jure Stobza freshens his on-court talent up a little bit. Petruccelli fires it outside. Landers can't pull the trigger. Wilkins will go for the floater that hits the rim and is collected by Anthony Brown. Both big scorers yet to register a point. Osikowski on the bench for Ulm and Brown on court. But yet to trouble the scoreboard operator. Lovely spin move there from Vitalis Chikoko, the Zimbabwean, drawing the foul from Wilkins. Andreas Obst, a one-time Bamberg man, will come in for Landers. Landers primarily a defensive player. Obst, we know, brings plenty of offense, as Lahao Kanate also checks in for Bologna, with Bastian Pino sitting down, and Chikoko, who's only just come on himself, dropping the first one from the stripe. Yeah, Velakovic obviously realizes he's got to get some offense going, so that's why he sent for Andreas Obst. Chikoko misses the second one. The rebound is collected by Petruccelli. A double-figure scorer in 5 games this season, Petruccelli. He's got Per Gunther in the backcourt alongside him as well. That's a nice drive there. No call as Obst tried to take it to the rim. Ended up on the floor. No whistle. Brandon Brown for Bologna. The big fella just stepped out there. Was there another offensive foul called against Anthony Brown? Either way, yeah, it was indeed Chikoko who just stepped out, I think. Gunther, a veteran of 8 EuroCup campaigns now with Ulm. Petruccelli will have a go for 3. Nice. John Petruccelli, a really solid 41% three-point shooter this season. Drags Ratiopharm to within 2 points here. 3 to play in the first. Little jumper there from Brandon Brown, collected by Petruccelli. Almost forgot to take it with him. Per Gunther. Into this team 13 seasons now. Very much a fixture. He'll flick it out. Holman goes one way, then the other. Has to find Petruccelli in the corner. Petruccelli drives it to the baseline and does really well with the reverse. And just like that, Ratiopharm, Ulm, with a couple of triples, and then a beautiful play from Petruccelli, driving down the baseline and finding the nylon as well off the back end. They're level. Head coach of Bologna saying, you got to watch these 3-pointers. That's their only way back into it. And Petruccelli earlier demonstrating exactly what he meant, and that was a thing of beauty. Beautiful stuff from Petruccelli. Well, he is a consistent double-figure scorer. And he might be just the man to provide the spark at the moment, with Osikowski struggling a little bit, and on the bench, Ginat. Back it goes to Brandon Brown. Brown draws a double team. Looks for the floater, it won't drop, but the offensive rebound is collected by Konate, and that won't drop either. And Patrick Heckman, the one-time Bamberg man, will pick up the rebound. Feed Gunther. Better defense again from Ulm, even though they got away with the offensive rebound. Back it goes. Wilkins had a lot of time, couldn't pull the trigger. Heckman looked to take this pass, and just tries to get it off on the fadeaway. Came up short anyway. Brown. Guinat. Chikoko. Chikoko, very physical play there, finds his man in the corner. Maxime Rousse draws a blank and then hustles back on the defensive end. First man back there to protect his own rim, Maxime Rousse. Gunther created some space here. Wilkins for three. Be disappointed. Off the rim, wouldn't drop. Brandon Brown will bring this one away. Tied game, low scoring first quarter as well. Both teams thinking defense first. Is that going to go anywhere? No, it won't. It will be picked up once again by Petrocelli inside the final minute of this first quarter. Gunther. And he's trying to just direct the traffic in front of him as they just try to pick the lock here. Gunther, nice, taken in by Heckman, and it's eventually going to be picked up by Rousse, who will bring this one away. To Guinat. Guinat working low post on Heckman, who's done a nice job there, but it will get fed out to Konate. Konate will take it back from Chikoko, drives it in, looks for the flip. There is a whistle. Both teams really playing tight, tough defense here. This tie could be broken from the stripe as Gunther picks up the foul on Konate. Both teams are thinking defense first, and Konate, who we're going to see at the stripe, is a very defense-minded player. Historically, he was the French League best defender a couple of seasons ago. A veteran of this competition with Le Mans 5 years ago. And he puts Boulogne back in front. Goes 2 for 2, but there is a chance for Ulm to tie it up. Plenty of time left. I want to just work this clock so that they don't give the Metropolitans another opportunity. We're inside 10 seconds. Clock is ticking, so Gunther is going to have to make a move at some point. Decides to pull up, knock a triple down, and he can't do it, but there is contact that sees Brandon Brown and Isaiah Wilkins on the deck. And a whistle called against the Boulogne man. Yeah, just tugged him down, didn't he? Wilkins using the rim as a rangefinder. And we're level again. Cool from the one-time University of Virginia man. Is there a quick strike bucket in there for the Metropolitans? Brown tried to beat the buzzer, couldn't do it anyway. And a very defensive-minded first quarter here. Both teams clearly concentrating on D, clearly concentrating on shutting down the big danger man offensively for the opposition. They've both done that, which is why we've got a low-scoring and a tied game here. The Metropolitans did lead by 9 at one point, but at the end of one, we're tied at 16-16. Probably Jakalakovic, the slightly happier of the two coaches at the end of the first quarter, considering his team did trail by 9. Forcing him to take that timeout, from which they responded very well. Second quarter then getting underway. Here's Brandon Brown in at point guard for the Metropolitans. Here's Konate. Rousse thinks about it and feeds one through to Chikoko, who somehow managed to get that. Brown will give it back to the Zimbabwean, and that's nice. Miran Halilovic, the Bosnian, left all on his own. couple of EuroLeague games with Zagreb almost a decade ago. Halilovic, a little taste of EuroLeague play. And here's Obst, flicks it out. A lovely no-look pass, and Heckman. Yeah, Heckman yet to convert a three-pointer. That's 0 for 7 on the season. This is a guy who was shooting close to 50% in his career. 65 games at Bamberg. Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. You saw his, I think his reaction there is disappointment at not getting the triple, not getting shoved here by Halilovic. But Heckman has been such a good three-point shooter. You think it's only a matter of time before he comes good. Halilovic confirmed with the offensive foul. Bologna with that slender advantage. Heckman. Petrocelli, lots of movement around the perimeter. Gunter, Heckman flips it up there for Wilkins. Wilkins finds Lahu Konate in his back. Petrocelli, Obst, yes. Beautiful bucket there. From the point, Andreas Obst, a 48% three-point shooter this season, knocks down his first attempt to give Ulm their first lead of this game as well. Minute and a half gone in the second. Konate, Halilovic hangs it up there for Chikoko. There's another whistle. Chikoko walks back. Disappointed. There's that beautiful jumper from Andreas Obst. And off the offensive foul. Here come Ratiopharm again. Gunter. Brandon Brown monitoring his every move. Lovely pass inside to Wilkins. A bit of work there defensively is penalised. Maxime Roos went up, looked for the block. Couldn't quite get it. Great effort from Roos, but he's got too much forearm there. Lovely inside feed from Wilkins from Gunter. He's had quite a journey in his pro career, Isaiah Wilkins. Gdansk in Poland and Canterbury, New Zealand before arriving here in the summer. Brown to Roos. Brandon Brown will get it back. It's a nice pass out there for Anthony Brown, and he has arrived. The A train is in the house. Anthony Brown knocks down a triple. So he's on the board. Just over 12 minutes. Heckman. Oh, that was way over ambitious, and an easy steal there for Marei. Marei to Brown. Marei will get that back and shove there from Petrocelli. That's not the defensive assignment you want to draw, is it? Petrocelli trying to contain Assem Marei. Mismatch time. Petrocelli checks out. Calpain checks in. Brandon Brown to Anthony Brown. Looks, checks, has to send one from the elbow across to Konate, who hits the rim, and that's collected under pressure from Heckman. Did well there, the German. Here's Calpain. Oh, and a miscommunication there with Wilkins, picked up in the corner by Brandon Brown. Checks in, comes back out again. Marei, top of the key, then moving out. Wilkins, now low post, spin move, lovely flip from Assem Marei, the one-time Minnesota State man. Takes himself to 6 points on the night. It was his rebounding that really hurt Ulm when they first met in round 3. Not a factor tonight so far. Calpain, Heckman drives it in. Lake takes the layup. No, he doesn't. Brown Anthony Brown will collect. Missed opportunity there for Patrick Heckman. Marei back to Anthony Brown. Brandon Brown is available and takes it. Gunther in front of him. Congested in there. Finds Marei. Marei comes up with an air ball under pressure from Wilkins. Ulm shutting the door defensively. Both teams showing considerably improved defense. Gunther goes for one. Oh, yeah. Well, there wasn't a lot on, and nobody, I don't think, on the Boulogne side was expecting Per Gunther to take that one on, and he made it look easy. And Ulm back in front. Roos. Brandon Brown. Heckman collects. Gunther, with the burst of energy, runs into Brandon Brown, keeps possession, gets it back. Wilkins via Obst. It ends up back with Gunther. Just over 5 minutes to play in the second. Gunther to Obst. Obst draws a crowd. That's really strong D again from Boulogne. Ran out of time. Repelling all invaders there, weren't they, Boulogne? Good shift from Isaiah Wilkins. He's earned himself a breather, so too has Lahau Konate on the other side of things. That'll bring Bastien Pinot back in. Yeah, absolutely nowhere to go there for Andreas Obst. Big game for both these two teams as David Michino brings this down the sideline. Pinot, Anthony Brown, back to Michino. Nice feed. And the Egyptian does the rest. Not a highlight reel bucket, but they all count. And that one levels it up. Marei was with Bamberg last season. Levels it up. Gunther with the no-look pass that Petruccelli wasn't expecting. He keeps it in, drives it to the baseline, and still nothing going on for Dylan Ossetkowski. His first attempt at a bucket. Now, here's Pinot. Oh, yes. That's a beauty. Bastien Pinot. And just like that, the momentum shift spotted by Jakalakovic. He slams the brakes on this one as Pinot looks to help try and ignite Boulogne here. A big triple from Pinot is second. He's in double digits for the night, and timeout is called. That's really nicely done. Defensively again, and Pinot with the finishing touch. Yeah, Pinot emerging as a bit of a force here now in what's been a grind of a first half. Now Ossetkowski gets that in front of Marei. That big battle going on between those two. Petruccelli, Heckman tried to feed it inside, and it's another turnover. Ossetkowski wasn't there. There is a whistle as that rolls in and around and out from Michino, but nevertheless, this is the man that can't get going at all at the moment. Not all his fault. They can't feed him either. Heckman tried. Michino said, no, I've got that. And there's a foul off the back end of that one. And it is from John Petruccelli. Not punished by the first one from the one-time Hélène Chalon player, a EuroCup veteran from 6 or 7 seasons ago with Elon. Ooh, and does that go? Oof, somehow. Yeah. You know, buckets like that could be the difference maker in a close game. So Ratiopharm did trail, managed to build themselves a 4-point lead. Now they trail again by 4, as Eric Holman, who looked out of sorts, will check in for Patrick Heckman. And a very frustrating first half for a lot of these in-form Ratiopharm Ulm players. Here's Calpain, who had a big triple earlier. With everybody being pretty well corralled here. Obst is back in. Holman can't get anything going at all. They found a man on the perimeter, and that won't drop. It's another missed opportunity. Obst thought that was going to be his possession, and it's not. Well, they worked it beautifully. But again, no end product for Ratiopharm Ulm. Frustrating there for Calpain. He couldn't drop that three-pointer because they worked it so well. Roos will try for one from the point, and it won't drop. Osetkowski can't get it, but eventually it will drop for Holman. Here's Calpain. 3.5 to play in the first. Holman will try this one himself. Oof. Off the glass. Collected by Osetkowski, rejected by Roos. Another big defensive play from the Metropolitans, who are doing a shutdown job on Osetkowski right now. And look at that off the back end. Michino converts a rejection into a triple. And the Metropolitans are starting to open up a big, big gap here. This is as big a lead as they've had since that early 9-pointer. They need a response, and they get it. The Calpain comes up with it. Pino, Obst guarding him. Back it goes. And a big old shove there from Marei. It's one of those easy offensive fouls that everybody in the house can see. Been a handful this first half, though. Assem Marei. Let's ask Troy Calpain as he takes the cameraman out. He's okay. Got to be tough to be a camera operator in the EuroCup. Calpain to Osetkowski. Obst. Again, lots of movement around the perimeter going on here, but the clock is ticking. There is a whistle there. Michino was certainly in the vicinity, so too was Guinat. And it is Michino that gets called. So that buys them a bit more time, Ulm, as they continue to try and work their way through here. Finding it very, very heavy going at the moment. 88 points against Brescia in the last round, 82 in the round before that against Mornar Bar. They'll have to go some to get into the 80s in this game. Osetkowski to Obst. Obst sends it out. And that's much better from Trey Landers. Not known as a big three-point shooter there, primarily for his defensive work, but given all that much time and space, he wasn't going to let that one go. His first triple of the night. Makes it a two-point game again, or is it going to change once more? Guinat can't get it. There's no put back there either. Osetkowski grits his teeth and gets that one. Here goes Calpain, shoves Osetkowski out the way. And that's a nice feed as well to Arik Holman to finish it off. And now it's Jure Stobza that's got to slam the brakes on. Now suddenly it's himself on the board, but a lot of the big guns not firing at all. Osetkowski still without a score tonight. 0 for 2 from close up, and that's his only attempts. Not been sent to the stripe. Picks up just the one rebound. Really quiet. The man that's been so hot the last 4 weeks. And as Anthony Brown runs into trouble, loses out. Nice defense played again by Trey Landers. That is picked up by Holman. Gets it back out. Landers presses the reset button, gives it to Calpain. Side game here, just over a minute to play, first half. And there's a collision there between Wilkins and Marei. And Marei, I think, is a very unhappy man with the call going against him, because he's now starting to get himself in a little bit of foul trouble here. There's a cheap one as well. A bit too much. Oh, it's only the 2, excuse me. I thought he'd got himself a third foul there, so 2's not too bad, but nevertheless, it will send Isaiah Wilkins up to the stripe, from where he gives Ulm the lead once again. Michino, 2-point game. As we get down to the final minute. Michino looks for this one, won't drop. Holman really started to settle into this game now. Eric Holman will pick up the rebound, give it to Cowpain, and slow and steady as she goes for Ratiopharm Ulm here in this last minute of this first half. That's a nice little move there, and an even better pass. Wilkins tries the reverse take. Lovely feed from Obst, and he's done really well under heavy pressure there, Isaiah Wilkins. Nothing coming easy under the paint for these two teams. You have to earn your buckets tonight. Ulm now picking up a 4-point lead. Brown, Anthony Brown, sends it back to Michino. Thought about it, Pino. Now will go. Won't drop. Shikoko can't get it because Wilkins did. One of the big keys for Jakalakovic tonight was improved defensive rebounding. Now, can they have the last word in this first half as well here, the visitors? Cowpain is looking to just keep that clock ticking. Have to make a move. It goes to Obst. Oh, brilliant! A stunner from Andreas Obst. And that'll do it. Well, that is a terrific last 2 or 3 minutes of this first half from Ratiopharm Ulm, capped by a stunning triple. Perfect execution. They soaked up the time off the clock. They delivered hammer blow of a 3-pointer there. Their 6th of the night that gives them a 7-point lead at the interval. It's the Metropolitans 32, Ratiopharm Ulm 39. Yep. And they can start planning for the round of 16. But a defeat could potentially drop them back into a bit of a dogfight. It would certainly snap their 4-game losing or winning streak. They'll be hoping that they can just get their defense back on track after that breakdown towards the end of that first half. 7 points the difference. Here's Anthony Brown taking a jumper. That was nicely defended. That possession will remain with Boulogne. It's Guinat looking for the offensive rebound. Instead, it'll be Guinat with the inbound. All the way back it goes to Marei. Brandon Brown. Clock's ticking. Brown running into trouble. Petruccelli. Burst there. They just lost the handle. Possession remains with Boulogne, and it stays with Boulogne here. It'll need to be a quick strike. Who can Brown find? Guinat with a rim rattler. Really did a nice job there, Ulm, on the defensive end. Now, can they get their offense straight back into some kind of sync? Holman, who did get stronger the longer that first half went on. Obst, who's always a threat from deep, will take it himself. Won't get in the end product, though. Little lane opened up for him, but couldn't deposit. Brown out to Guinat for 3. Oof. That was well offline. An easy take for Ositkowski, who still remains scoreless here. Is that going to change? He pumped, looked, took on Assem Marei, and Marei once again has just taken care of business. Marei's done a great job defensively. That's not quite such a great job defensively from Obst. He's trying to keep Brandon Brown in check, and Brown is providing a lot of energy in that backcourt for Boulogne. And after all that, Brandon Brown will now look to open his account for the evening. which he does with a minimum of fuss. Summer signing from Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, Brandon Brown. That is the first time the scoreboard operator has been required in this second half. Osikowski. Marei for company. Obst. Nice drive in there from Petrocelli, who then slams the brakes on and comes up short. Hits the front of the rim. Didn't quite put enough on it. That's knocked down, and there's a real big hustle going on there from Holman. And look who's coming up with that, Anthony Brown, but unfairly so. Really good work defensively from Arik Holman. Osikowski to Obst. Holman left on his own. That was offline as well. Brown will bring this one away. Ulm yet to get going offensively, but still leading here by 5 in this second half. Great work. John Petrocelli making a real nuisance of himself under the rim to help with the rebounding. And Osikowski will have to do it from the stripe. Oh, that was his first attempt at a bucket that was going to be successful. They converged on him fast, but illegally so. Double teamed him, but too late. It was the Brown boys, Anthony and Brandon. And it's Brandon that gets the call against him. Very good three. Oh, talk of cursing the guy. He's an 86% free throw shooter going into this one. Ranks 7th in the competition, but he misses his first one. Finally, Dylan Osikowski is on the board. This is a man who's put 54 points on the board in his last 2 games. Taking him 22.5 minutes to put a free throw down tonight. They've kept a very, very tight leash on him, and this man has done that as much as anybody. Assem Marei with the big shove off to create the space, and then a bit of verbals there, a little bit of conversation going on with Osikowski, who I think was looking for the foul, and it didn't come, and Osikowski probably just told by Marei, hey, let the officials do their job. Here's Anthony Brown. Toma Ginat, one-time Hapoel Tel Aviv man, gets it back out to Brandon Brown. Anthony Brown. There's Petrocelli for company. Ginat looks for the hook. It's good stuff, this, from Boulogne. Can they get the engine started here? Yeah, it was a lovely, lovely move from Arik Holman to draw that foul from Toma Ginat. Well, here's that little conversation that happened between Osikowski and Assem Marei. And yeah, Marei letting him know about it. It's been a fascinating battle all night long. Brown to Anthony Brown. Closed down by Petrocelli. Back it goes to Brandon Brown. Now Brandon trying to get himself away from Cowpain. Finds Anthony Brown. Here's Marei low post. Couldn't get that one. That'll go. Now, Toma Ginat is the man that's been charged with the last touch. He doesn't look too thrilled about it. So Ratiopharm still protecting a lead here. 4 minutes gone, and all they've got is one free throw to show for their efforts in that 4 minutes. It's been shut down defense here from Boulogne. Osikowski, Marei draped all over him. He'll have to send an ambitious one that Cowpain does really well to keep in play, but the clock's ticking. He'll have to take this on and can't deliver. Osikowski can finish. There is a whistle. And this Osikowski-Marei battle is really starting to heat up. Ginat came in to help him. It's a terrific tandem, but it's Marei who will take his third foul. As Osikowski just tries to get free of these shackles that they've had on him for much of this game. If it's not been Marei, it's been Guinat. They've done a super job of containing him so far. 3 points, and they've all come from the stripe, and they've all come in this third quarter as well. Jakalakovic's side still in front here. Good shift that from Arik Holman as well. Heckman back in, along with Wilkins. 4-point game. Brandon Brown. He's spending a lot of time out on court. Guinat will take it and deposit as well. Cool there from Toma Guinat, the Israeli. With a big play there now. Here's Heckman. Heckman spins one way, then another. Can't find anybody, and the pickoff is there, and Brandon Brown's got it. Working Calpain and banking it in. The steal and the bucket from Brandon Brown. Read it all the way. Rather telegraphed that, Heckman, in the direction of Calpain. Brandon Brown said, well, that's mine. Now here's Obst, tied game again. Still no field goals in this third quarter, and the wait will go on. 5.5 minutes, and Ulm have yet to convert a field goal in this third quarter. Stunning shutdown defense here from Boulogne so far. Brown just about manages to keep that in. Guinat to Marei, back to Brandon Brown, who is pulling all the strings in that backcourt, and Assem Marei can't deliver this time. He's still fighting away for it in the paint there, and is he going to come up with it? There's quite a battle going on there. Marei wasn't going to give up anything easy, was he? Petrocelli's in there, Obst is in there, Wilkins is in there. That's been some shift from Assem Marei. Doesn't look thrilled going back. Real intensity there. Is he going to come back out? Not getting it his way. Thought he had possession. Instead, we got the jump ball. Wilkins and Marei will duel for this one. And of course, it's Marei that gets it. And he's fed beautifully inside by Toma Guinat, and I think Assem Marei will say, yeah, I earned that. Boulogne putting on quite a performance here. 12 points in this third quarter. It gives them a lead. It's erased that 7-point deficit, and an absolutely terrific two-way game at the moment. Strong defensively and contributing 12 points and 7 rebounds now. Big performance thus far. Now, what do Ulm do? Well, they change it up in the backcourt. Per Gunther is back in. Heckman will give it back to him. And here is Heckman again. Finds a little crease, takes the layup. That's nice, Patrick Heckman. Doing the simple stuff. And right now, Ulm will just take anything they can get. Would you believe that is their first field goal of this third quarter? It's enough to restore parity here. That was Miralem Halilovic with the offensive foul. Maxime Roos comes back in. Both these coaches are still thinking defense first. Keep the other guys quiet. It's certainly not been an offensive fest, has it? Neither of the 21s today have really been able to get going at all. Can Trey Landers get going? No, he can't. But it's picked up by Heckman. That's nice hustle in the paint by Patrick Heckman. Reacted quickest. And back in front. Another lead change. Brandon Brown. Halilovic. His offensive foul proved expensive. Roos looks, pivots, finds Brandon Brown, who is seeing an awful lot of the ball at the moment. He'll take it on as well. The jump up. Nope. Gunter. Heckman. Thought about it and then decided to send it back to Gunter. That's a nice bounce pass inside. Here's Obst. That's a miss, and a bit of a surprising miss as well. Halilovic gratefully gobbled that one up. Brandon Brown. Lovely bounce pass to Halilovic. Lovely spin move by the Bosnian. Nothing doing, and a big collision there. Wilkins sent flying by Roos, who couldn't put the brakes on. Yeah, this was just a momentum play here. I'm not sure. Incoming is Maxime Roos. A 2-point game, just over 2 to play. Third quarter. Wilkins from the stripe. Lekovic using the opportunity to talk things over with Per Gunter as well. There, the guy that seems to have been with this team forever. He's only 32. Joined the team as a teenager, Per Gunter, and Lekovic definitely wanted to get a message over to his veteran point guard. They've restored their lead again. They're up by 4 as Michino brings it here. Halilovic. Nicely played. Flip back out to big Halilovic. Out it goes again to Michino. Lots of movement, no penetration. Clock ticking. Baseline drive here from Michino. Threads it through. This has got to be taken at is cool as you like from Bastien Pinault. The clock was ticking, but he was so aware of his surroundings he could step back. He could still deliver before the shot clock drained down to 0 as well. Absolutely brilliant from Pinault. Gunter with the deep 2 jumper says we can play that game too. So the 50 points comes up with less than a minute and a half in the third quarter. Ratiopharm Ulm up by 3. Michino will look for an easy triple here. Oh, they got away with one there, Ulm. They left him all on his own at the point. Michino saw that one rattle around. 5 3-pointers tonight for Bologna, 3 of them claimed by Pinault. It's a bounce pass. Heckman just has to send that back out for Landers, who misses again. Inside the final minute then of this third quarter. Halilovic. Pinault. Lovely move outside. Roos, Halilovic. Little spin move, and the call goes against Isaiah Wilkins. This is what he does. Takes that step back, beats the clock, drains it off the back of the rim as well. Beautiful. Can't execute much better than that. Bastien Pinault. And from the top of the key, Pinault takes another beauty. Well, he really is starting to come to the fore here in this little spell. Right at the end of this third quarter, Bastien Pinault takes him to 15 points for the night. Top scoring. Who's going to have the last word in this third quarter? Still a 1-point game in Ulm's favour. Lander will send it back to Gunter. Gunter goes for another deep 2 jumper. That one won't drop. The offensive rebound not collected either. Wilkins had a hand on it but could not get control. And that will give Bologna enough time to mount an attack here and try and take a lead into the fourth quarter. And I think Jure Zdobza wants to just shuffle the deck a little bit. Indeed he does. Will make a change of their own, bringing Petruccelli back in. Got to be quick. There's a call there against Wilkins, who knew exactly what he was doing. Just try and slow Michino down. Well, he didn't like the previous call, but he had no complaints about that one. 2 fouls in quick succession from Isaiah Wilkins. Means he's going to be riding the pine for a little while. Still plenty of time here for Bologna to have the last word in this third quarter. Michino, can he find somebody? Yes, he can. He can find Anthony Brown, who has to take a big one on. And that rather sums up Brown's night. Just 4 points for him, one more than Ossetkowski. The two big guns of this game have been muzzled as both coaches have sent out strong defensive efforts. And we will go into the final 10 minutes looking at a 1-point game here. It's Bologna 49. Is it going to be win number 5 on the spin for Bologna, or is it going to be a huge road win for resurgent Ratiopharm Ulm? The next 10 minutes will tell us everything. Troy Cowpain, the one-time University of Cincinnati man, will find John Petruccelli. He's only just got hold of that, but then he's blocked out of it. Absolutely great hustle from Maxime Roos. Just slammed the door in Dylan Ossetkowski's face and said, baby, you ain't going anywhere. Michino, lovely pass. Anthony Brown, that's the dish of the day from Michino. Anthony Brown with the easy finish. And just like that, Bologna with a big defensive play and then a beauty of an assist. Bologna now in front again. Another lead change. Andreas Obst trying to do something about that. The feed is low to Heckman and it's not ideal and it's coughed up and they're away again here. Another turnover. Michino out. Here it goes in the corner to Roos. That would have been another assist for Pino, who came up with the defensive play earlier to deny Heckman. Heckman into the corner for Petruccelli. Heckman back out to Cowpain. He'll take a deep 2 jumper himself and say, I'll have that. Nothing else really on, but they really are being forced to take some deep stuff now, Ratiopharm. Just cannot get any penetration in the paint at all at the moment. And Ossetkowski 0 for 5 from the field. Here's Roos, who shut the door on him, knocking down a big one. Known for his defensive work, but Maxime Roos has just come up with a big one there. That's really nice. It's his first field goal of the game as well. And it was a beauty. His first triple at the 4th time of asking. Now, what can Cowpain do in response? He'll look to cancel it out. Won't go, but the putback wasn't there either from Heckman, who was flying high but couldn't control it. Here come the Metropolitans with Halilovic. Out to Brown, and there's a call there, and I think we'll go against Heckman. Back in comes Assem Marei. Well, we've had so many lead changes in this one. You get the feeling with nearly 8 to play here, there's going to be 1 or 2 more before this one gets put in the history. Yeah, just enough there, I think. He'll get away with that. Very tight this time. It's Obst. He will get called. Marei will take it himself. Lovely done. Lovely stuff. Gets the hook off the back end of it as well. Ossetkowski stayed with him. Didn't really do much wrong, but Assem Marei was just too good. Obst out to Petruccelli. Petruccelli tries the deep 2 jumper, knocked down from the backside by Anthony Brown. A big rejection. He struggled on the offensive end tonight, Anthony Brown, but that was another big defensive play. Now here's Roos, here's Brown. Anthony Brown will take a triple on, and it'll rattle the rim and no more than that. But that rather sums the game up. Anthony Brown so thrilling as an offensive weapon, has had to come up with some big defensive plays tonight. That's what the story of this game has been. Less than 7 to play, 4-point game. And again, tight, aggressive defense on Calpain. That was Anthony Brown, I think, a little bit too tight. And he had 3 on him to deal with there, Troy Calpain. "13 points in as many second-half minutes, though, for Ratiopharm Ulm. Oh. And the pressure really is starting to build. Petrocelli, not a happy man. Yeah, not a surprise that Jakalakovic has decided to just shuffle the deck a little bit. He'll go out. Gunter will come back in. Calpain, who's been very, very tightly guarded as well all game, he'll sit down as well. Marei back out to Roos. Roos finds Michino. Where does Michino go? He'll send it back to Pino. There is a whistle there as well. We'll go against Gunter. Michino then with the inbound. Roos waits for Pino to come available, and Pino's going to have another look at this. That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Bastien Pino, who is making some claim to be player of the game here with his 4th triple, 4 out of 5. That's a game-winning haul right now for Pino, and the Metropolitans have a 7-point lead. They've had a decent lead twice, and Ulm have come straight back at him on both occasions. Another horrible breakdown, though. Another big turnover. Michino couldn't quite pull that in, but Anthony Brown will slam it in from the wing, and the turnover converted into 3 points. Suddenly, Boulogne are just pulling away. It's a 10-point lead, the biggest lead they've had all game. Less than 6 to play, and Ulm need to find an antidote to this, because their offense is stuck and now their defense is unraveling. And their offense is just stuck. A team that's prided itself on its 3-point shooting and has started out well from beyond the arc, but they're shooting sub 30% now. Obst, Ositkowski still doesn't have a field goal tonight. Anthony Brown will pick up the foul. They've done a number on Ositkowski tonight. Is there yet time for a man who's racked up 54 points in his 2 previous games in the EuroCup to break out of his slump, break free here, and get his side back in contention? Still 5.5 to play. Gunter. Back it goes to Heckman, who does feed Ositkowski low post. Marei is guarding him. It'll go back to Heckman from the point. And Heckman finally gets his first triple of the season. And that's been a long time coming. It won't be his last, you can be sure of that. Because that is a really good 3-point shooter. And that's a big, big moment for Patrick Heckman to discover his range again from downtown. Now, can Ulm come up with a defensive stand here? It's Roos will look and take this one on. Won't go. Petrocelli collects. Gunter brings it away. Finds a lane, then sends it back. Ositkowski, a good 3-point shooter. Not tonight, though. Ositkowski still without a field goal. That's his first attempt from downtown. He is now 0 for 6 from the field. 4.5 to play. Michino to Roos. Marei. Ositkowski to deal with, so it'll go back to Michino. We'll try and push that. Didn't push it far enough. Talking about pushing. There's been a lot of unheralded grinding going on in this game. Guys who aren't necessarily going to show up big in the stats. There's one of them right there, Maxime Roos. Give a little nudge there by Petrocelli on the way through. Here's another one, Thomas Guinat. It'll be Guinat with the inbound. Still a 7-point game after Heckman's triple. Just eased a bit of the pressure for Ulm. Marei will wait for Brandon Brown. Here is Brown. Here is Pino. We know what he can do from anywhere. Marei. Working low post on Wilkins. Takes it and ran out of time as much as anything, although that would have counted. And he really had to rush that shot a little bit more than he would have wanted. So Ulm make a defensive stand. Heckman sends it back. Oh, and he's lost it there, Trey Landers. There was no time for the ball to turn into a bar of soap from the Ulm perspective. Now, will they be punished for it? Lovely feed. Beautiful stuff. Watch out. Oh, he's missed one. Is there a put back there from Marei? Oh, there's a foul, and it's a big one. It's a biggie. And Isaiah Wilkins. Well, Marei had such a huge game when these two teams met in round 3. 15 points and 13 rebounds, so many on the offensive end, and he's been a constant problem at both ends, under both buckets for Ulm tonight. Wilkins will take the unsportsmanlike. Marei. Marei's defensive work, Pino's offensive work, particularly in the three-point shooting. That's the 1-2 tandem that looks like it's going to help Jure Stubbs' side over the line tonight. Still 3.5 to play, though. And Ulm have shown their resilience already in this game. And the first thing they're going to have to do is get their hands on the ball again, because off the unsportsmanlike, possession remains with Boulogne. And here is Marei again with Wilkins watching him closely. Can he get a move? Wouldn't drop. Collected by Eric Holman. Gunther. Nice. Played all the way out, but no end product from Landers. Obst. Brandon Brown watching him. Lovely, lovely bounce pass, and it's sent out to Gunther. Drops brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. A huge triple for Ratiopharm. They're clawing their way back into this. There's still just over 3 to play here. And suddenly, it's a 6-point game. 2 big triples, one from Heckman, that one from Gunther. Suddenly, Ulm are within touching distance again. 13 assists each. A lot more steals tonight for Bologna. At least a couple of them absolute freebies. Obst to Gunther there. That keeps them very much in touch. Lovely bounce pass. Obst does really well to take that feed from Wilkins out to Gunther, who had to finish and did brilliantly. That's terrific. Nobody could get there. So, which way is this going to go? We're inside 3 minutes now. Brandon Brown sends it back out. Pino again. Oh my goodness. That's a stunner from Bastien Pino. It really is. Super stuff from Pino. Holman inside. It's sent on and banked in by Trey Landers off the feed from Wilkins. Marei, low post. Wilkins is after it. They've double-teamed him, so it has to go all the way back to Brown. Brown has Obst to deal with and draws the foul. I think it was Landers that just jumped in on him. It was indeed. Oh, Bastien Pinot having the biggest night of his EuroCup campaign. Has obliterated his previous career high of 16 points, 21 tonight, including 5 triples. He's having one of those nights, isn't he? Brandon Brown looking to just try and keep Boulogne with some breathing room here, which he's done. A quietly efficient game again from Brandon Brown. As Milem Halilovic comes back in to replace Marei. Four steals tonight from Pinot as well. That's a career high. He's having a night that he won't forget. Halilovic and Wilkins tangling. Michino and Chikoko hoping that their teammates have done enough. Halilovic giving away a cheap one there. Obst with the feed and another big rejection on the back end, but no. Anthony Brown thought he timed it perfectly. Like that was another big defensive play. But again, a huge double team just to wipe out Trey Landers. Oh, he's already got one. In fact, it's Halilovic that they've called, not Anthony Brown. Brown might have got there clean. In and out from Landers. 3 blocks tonight for Boulogne, a couple of them from Roos. Everything's got to count at this point when you're down, and it's 0 for 2 from the strike for Landers inside the last 2 minutes, and you're trailing by 9. You've got to convert every opportunity. So Brown will slow it all down, Brandon Brown here. They're in no rush. Guinat will send it back to Brandon Brown. They're going to be doing a lot of chasing here at Ratiopharm. They'll look to soak as much time as they can off the clock. And there is a whistle there and the travel call. It might be the first one of those we've seen tonight on Brandon Brown. But the good news is for Boulogne, they took a lot more time off the clock. Ratiopharm really will have to get moving now. That's not so good for Chikoko. That's why we've not seen so much of him. Must have landed on that ankle. Only about 7 minutes or so in that first half. Hopefully nothing serious for him. Now, it's make a move time for Ulm. Wilkins spins himself away from Marei, and then Marei manages to take him out of range nicely. You know, the Guinat on the cleanup there, Brandon Brown. But again, that was really nicely played by Guinat defensively. Wilkins took himself a bit deeper than he wanted to be. Lovely trip to the baseline there, and Guinat has that knocked down Wilkins. That rather sums up the visitors' night, that you make the big play, and then there's nothing off the back end of it. Wilkins with terrific hustle there, and Holman just could not keep it in. They needed that one. There's an appearance for Moritz Krimmer, the 20-year-old German, making his EuroCup debut. Just caught a glimpse of him there. Jakalakovic, I think, realising, you know what, when you're sending in the kids inside the final minute and 9 points down, you more or less said, yeah, not our night. But you never know, things can change quickly. First, they've got to get this ball. He's going to have another go here. Well, he had to, under pressure from the clock, didn't he? The air ball doesn't take the gloss off what's been a wonderful night for Bastien Pinot. His birthday on Sunday. Also checking in is Nicholas Bretzel, who played a minute against Bar in the last round. That was his EuroCup debut. So a little bit more experience for a couple of these German youngsters. Big collision there, Brandon Brown. Slowing that one down. But this has been defense all the way tonight. Here we are inside the last minute. And 69-60 is our score. Bearing in mind, these two teams both average over 80 points a game. Well, it's not often that all the pre-game talk actually pans out, but this one looked like a defensive struggle. Didn't see anything of Ossikowski tonight. He is going to come out of this with 3 points, all from the stripe, 0 for 6 from the field. He's back down to earth with a bump, and Ulm's 2-game winning streak snapped. And I think Ulm will be looking at this and saying, you know what, the two teams we beat were the two teams below us, Bar and Brescia. It's a big, big shift from Assem Marei tonight. He sits down with a double-double of 16 points and 10 rebounds tonight. So back-to-back double-doubles against Ulm for Marei. Pino sends it, and that is the end of that. Anthony Brown with a corner 3 to restore the double-digit lead. Well, there's a flash of defiance there from Gunter, but that's all it is. Brandon Brown. Little circus trick there that Miralem Halilovic certainly wasn't expecting to be on the receiving end of, but Anthony Brown's been kept pretty quiet, but will still end up with the double-digit haul off the back of that third triple of the night from him. But the story is Ratiopharm Ulm have been restricted to 64 points tonight. There is a call there against Brown, and that's academic. It will send Gunter up to the line. He's had a decent night. 12 points, leads his team, and it's going to be in a losing effort. That'll do it. Well, it was a tight, close, tense affair. Very defensive tonight, as has been reflected by the final score. The two Slovenian coaches congratulate each other. It's all over at the Marcel Cerdan Sports Palace. The old middleweight would have been proud of the way these two traded blows with each other all night long. It was defense first. That huge haul of 5 triples from Bastien Pino